Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Evening Podcast for December 30, 2025. I'm your host, Walter. We've been following the escalating trade war between the US and China, which continues to have far-reaching implications for global trade and diplomacy. The tariffs imposed by the two nations have led to higher prices for consumers, inflation, and potentially even unemployment. Small, wealthy nations like Switzerland are facing an existential crisis as they try to navigate the new reality of economic coercion. In Asia, India's economy has surpassed expectations, with projections indicating it may soon become one of the world's leading economies. However, tensions between China and Taiwan have escalated following military drills conducted by the Chinese army around the island of Taiwan. Japan's markets have experienced a tumultuous year, heavily influenced by political decisions both domestically and internationally. We've also been reporting on the significant water crisis in India, which threatens the operations of major beverage companies, and the disturbing story of hundreds of Colombian ex-soldiers being lured to Sudan with promises of high-paying jobs, only to find themselves embroiled in a conflict marked by severe human rights abuses. And finally, in the Middle East, tensions between Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have escalated over the ongoing conflict in Yemen. A Saudi-led coalition carried out an airstrike on the southern Yemen port city of Bukala, targeting what it described as weapons shipments bound for a separatist force backed by the UAE. The international community is watching the situation closely, as the conflict in Yemen has significant implications for regional stability and global trade. We urge all parties involved in these conflicts to prioritize diplomatic efforts and work towards peaceful resolutions. That's the way it is. Good night. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshul and know what's right now. Firstly, we've been following developments in Russia, where the government has been cracking down on foreign businesses operating in the country. We reported earlier this week on the restrictions imposed on imports and the ban on several international humanitarian organizations from operating in Russia. The situation remains complex, with many countries expressing concerns about the impact on the global economy. Secondly, we've been covering the deteriorating humanitarian situation in Gaza, where residents are struggling to access basic necessities like food, medicine, and shelter. A joint statement from several countries, including the UK, Canada, France, and others, has called on Israel to take urgent action to allow non-governmental organizations to work in a sustained and predictable way, ensuring that humanitarian aid can reach those who need it most. Lastly, we reported on the passing of former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Khaleda Zia, who left behind a complex legacy spanning over 4 decades. Despite her controversies, including corruption allegations and a rivalry with current Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, experts acknowledge that Khaleda Zia played a crucial role in introducing democracy and promoting women's empowerment in Bangladesh. These stories highlight the complexity and nuance of global events, and will continue to monitor developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Now, for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we looked at the investment landscape surrounding the artificial intelligence boom. It's not just about the tech giants. Companies involved in data storage, construction, power, and software are seeing significant surges in interest. While some analysts warn of a potential slowdown in growth for certain stocks, others are expected to leap forward, making this a nuanced and exciting space to watch. Secondly, we dove into the world of precious metals, where gold and silver have been on a roller coaster ride. Despite recent dips, experts believe that demand will remain strong due to geopolitical tensions and economic uncertainty. Funds focused on silver and metals, miners have seen remarkable gains, with some up over 70% this year. Lastly, we touched upon the broader implications of these trends for investors. Whether it's navigating the complex AI-centric investment landscape or understanding the factors influencing precious metal prices, one thing is clear: a balanced approach and thorough research are key to making informed decisions. Good night. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, in the world of space exploration, we've had several exciting developments. NASA's Perseverance rover has been making headlines with its discoveries on Mars, and we've also seen significant advancements in our understanding of celestial events, including the detection of a unique double explosion of a star, which scientists have termed a superkilonova. We've also explored the future of various industries, from construction to healthcare, with the development of programmable materials known as claytronics. These shape-shifting substances could revolutionize the way we build and interact with our surroundings. Furthermore, experts predict that the search for extraterrestrial life will yield significant results in the coming decades, with some anticipating definitive evidence of life beyond Earth by 2063. The discovery of exoplanets with conditions similar to those of our own planet increases the likelihood of finding life elsewhere in the universe. In medical research, we can expect major breakthroughs in our understanding of the human brain and the development of new treatments for diseases. The current diagnostic tools and manuals may become obsolete as new technologies and discoveries emerge, transforming our approach to healthcare. Lastly, the energy landscape is poised for a significant shift, with advancements in fusion technology, geothermal networks, and solar cells expected to play a crucial role in reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and mitigating the effects of climate change. These are just a few of the exciting stories we've covered recently. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: the next 4 decades will be shaped by human ingenuity, scientific inquiry, and our collective desire to push beyond the boundaries of what is thought possible. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we reported on the alarming decline of great white sharks in the Mediterranean Sea. Despite researchers' best efforts to track these predators, they found a stark lack of animals, with only a brief glimpse of one blue shark caught on camera. The estimated 100 great whites caught and killed off the North African coast is a devastating blow to this critically endangered population. Next, we took you to Papua New Guinea, where a remarkable discovery was made: the hooded jewel babbler, a stunning bird new to science and already considered endangered. With an estimated population of just 50 individuals remaining in the wild, conservation efforts are crucial to protect this species from habitat fragmentation, climate change, and introduced predators. Lastly, we looked at the threats facing the ecosystem in the Mediterranean Sea, where researchers were unable to find any great white sharks to tag with satellite tracking devices. This highlights the degradation of the ecosystem and the need for international cooperation to enforce protection agreements and support sustainable fishing practices. These stories underscore the delicate relationship between human activities and the natural world. As we strive to protect these incredible creatures, we must acknowledge the complexities and challenges involved. We'll continue to monitor these stories and provide updates as more information becomes available. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenature for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.